My name's Daniel. I used to believe that love could endure anything. Long hours, missed dinners, unspoken words. I was
Wrong.
sometimes love doesn't end with shouting or slammed doors. Sometimes it simply drains quietly, one tiny
Betrayal at a time.
Emily and I had been married for 8 years. We weren't perfect, but we had a rhythm. Saturday morning, coffee, Sunday walks, the silent comfort of knowing someone was there. She was an architect, sharp and driven.
I was a
Software consultant, often traveling. We'd build a life on trust, or so I believed, starting subtle. Her phone faced down more often. Late nights at the office became normal. She'd say things like, "We're just finishing a big project," or, "You wouldn't understand.
Dan.
It's complicated." I wanted to believe her.
You always want to trust.
The person you share a bed with.
The
First real crack appeared one evening when she mentioned her boss, Adrian.
she
Spoke of him like someone both impressive and intimidating, a man who gets things done, the type who makes everyone around him feel small if they don't shine bright enough. At first, I didn't think much of it. Everyone admires someone at work, but admiration morphed into constant comparison. Adrian says presentation is everything. Adrian handles pressure flawlessly. Adrian's wife runs a charity. Can you imagine? I started to despise the sound of his name. One night I got home early from a client meeting. Her car was in the driveway, lights still on. Through the window, I saw her at the kitchen counter, laughing on the phone. She looked radiant, alive in a way I hadn't seen for months. When she noticed me, the laughter stopped. The call ended too abruptly. Who was that? I asked, not accusingly, just curious.
Work, she said.
Too quickly. Adrian, he just wanted to review tomorrow's meeting. The air between us shifted after that.
Heavy.
Fragile, as if one wrong breath might spill the truth from her lips.
A
Week later, she mentioned a company
dinner.
Just the executives, she said. It's at the Marriott downtown. I won't be late. I wanted to trust that.
God. I wanted to.
That night, I waited. Midnight passed. Then 1 a.m. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Around 2 o'clock, I gave up and went to bed, staring at the empty side of the mattress. Strange how wide a bed feels when the person you love isn't there. She came home around 5, hair messy, eyes tired, but not from fatigue, from guilt. She didn't even try to slip in quietly, just dropped her purse, sat on the edge of the bed, and whispered, "I messed up, Dan."
The
words hit harder than any confession
could.
She didn't cry. She didn't justify. She only said she'd been drinking, that Adrian offered to drive her home, that things went too far.
One
night, one choice. That's all it took.
I didn't yell.
I didn't throw anything.
I
just stared at the woman I thought I knew and realized I'd been living beside a stranger for months. She said it didn't mean anything, that it was a mistake. But here's the thing about mistakes. They don't vanish simply because you regret them. They linger in the silence between every word afterward. For days, we moved like shadows in the same house. She tried cooking my favorite meals, leaving notes on my desk, apologizing 1,000 ways, but nothing reached me anymore. Every time I looked at her, all I could see was that hotel that night, that name, Adrian, the man she chose for one night over a lifetime. Still, I told myself to try. I went to therapy with her. I listened as she explained how she felt unnoticed, how she was lonely. But in every sentence, I heard only excuses. Then one evening, while she was in the shower, her phone lit up on the counter. A message from Adrian. Just 3 words.
Can we talk?
I didn't open it. I didn't need to. The fact it was there told
Me everything I needed to know. That
night I packed a small bag, wallet, keys, laptop. I didn't even remove my wedding ring. It felt wrong to let it go before letting her go. When I walked out, she was still calling my name from the bedroom, voice cracking with sobs. I didn't turn around. The house we built together wasn't home anymore.
it was just a
Monument to everything we lost. I moved into a small one-bedroom apartment across town. It wasn't much. Bare walls, mismatched furniture, the faint scent of someone else's life clinging to the place, but it was quiet. Silence, I realized, can be both punishment and
peace.
for the first few weeks, I kept expecting her to appear. Sometimes I'd hear a knock on the door, chest
Tightening.
thinking it was her, but it was never Emily, just the landlord. A delivery or nobody at all. She texted me every day at first. Paragraphs of apologies, promises, desperate pleas.
I didn't respond.
Then the messages grew shorter. One line, then none at all. Grief doesn't hit all at once. It comes in waves, some gentle, some violent.
I
Missed her laugh. I missed our inside jokes, the way she hummed while cooking. But missing her wasn't the same as wanting her back.
there's a
Difference between love and memory.
and
I was learning that the hard way. 3 months passed before I saw her again. She appeared in my office unannounced, holding a paper cup of my favorite coffee, as if we were still us. She looked thinner, weary. Her eyes searched mine for something that wasn't there anymore.
Dan, she said softly.
I just wanted to
Talk.
I didn't invite her in. I stood in the doorway, one hand on the frame.
I
"Know you hate me," she whispered.
I
"Don't," I said. "I just don't know who you are anymore." She began to cry then. Not the quiet, controlled kind, but the shaking, broken kind born of regret. It meant nothing, she said. Again, I was foolish. I lost everything. And in that moment, I believed her.
she
Had lost everything. Not just me, but the version of herself that once looked me in the eye without flinching.
I
Didn't feel anger, only sadness.
the
Kind that doesn't announce itself. After she left, my coworker Josh found me, still lingering at the door. "You okay, man?" he asked. "Yeah," I said, just closing a chapter. That night I drove past our old house. The porch light was on, just as she used to leave it for.
me.
Another car was in the driveway, Adrian's. I didn't stop.
I
Didn't need to see more. Whatever lingered between them wasn't my concern. Months became a year.
life.
Slowly rebuilt itself in quiet ways.
I
Started running in the mornings again. Picked up guitar lessons, visited my parents more. Healing isn't dramatic. It's built on small, steady acts of choosing yourself. Then one afternoon, out of nowhere, I got an email.
The
subject read, "I wanted you to know." It was from Emily. She wrote that she'd left the firm, that things with Adrian ended badly.
he'd used her just like
He used everyone else. "You were right about him," she wrote. "I thought I was proving something that night. All I proved was how easily I could destroy the only person who had ever truly seen me." I stared at the screen for a long time. There was a time that message would have cracked me open. Not anymore.
I
Didn't reply. Some words are meant to be read, not answered.
people ask
How long it takes to forgive someone who betrays you. The truth is, forgiveness isn't a finish line. It's a quiet understanding that you no longer
carry their mistake.
I forgave her the day I stopped needing closure. One evening, I ran into her at a bookstore. She was in the self-help aisle holding a book about Rebuilding trust. When she saw me, she
Froze. Hey, I said.
She smiled weakly.
You look good, Dan.
So do you. It wasn't true, but it was kind. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Just two people, standing in the ruins of what used to be
A home.
Then she said something I'll never forget.
I still think about that.
Night, she whispered. If I could take it back. I stopped her there. You can't, I
Said gently.
but you can live with it. She nodded, eyes glistening. I do. Every day. Then she walked away.
I
Watched her leave, not with anger, not with longing, but with a strange, calm acceptance. That was the true ending. Not the night she betrayed me, not the day I left, but the moment I realized I was finally free of the story.
Love
Doesn't always end with hatred. Sometimes it ends with peace. When you understand that losing someone isn't always punishment, it's protection.
As I
Left the store, I passed a couple, holding hands, laughing at something. Only they understood. For a moment I felt that familiar ache, the memory of what once was, but it faded, replaced by something steadier. Not all endings are tragic. Some are quiet, reminders that you survived what was meant to break you, and that's